So, the second attribute of a kafir is to be an obstacle to progress. Who is a kafir? An obstacle to progress. An obstacle to his own progress or her own progress. An obstacle to the progress of his children, to his spouse. We are married for so long, all of us. How many of us are working to enhance the wife we have? Or she's same way the way we married her, with all her hang-ups, all her shortcomings, all her prejudices, all her cultural placebos. Is this the leadership that should come in my life or your life? That every woman or every man who lived as husband and wife can figuratively use the human language. Thank you, O God, that I had this man as my husband. Thank you, O God, that I had that woman as my wife. Not for the physical things they do for one another. Oh, she's always cooking for me and he's always bringing. That's normal. But think, if you and I have made a world of a difference in the life of that individual. Think about our children. If they feel a great sense of high self-esteem, I am more than honored that I have a man like this for my father. He not only contributed to my birth, but he's a constant source of embellishment and empowerment and enrichment of myself and my siblings. Instead of blocking the path, يَصُدُّونَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So Sabilullah means all that relates to human upliftment, all that relates to environmental upliftment. Sabilullah doesn't mean to give somebody 5 rupees and think you have done the work. وَيَبْغُونَهَا عِوَجًا. This is the next quality. People are so confused. People are living in darkness. Because they're confused and they're living in so much darkness, they take the wrong as the right and the right as the wrong. Because if the community had seen a better way, we would have been animated. We would have been excited. We would be making a lot of effort. But the reality is, we don't see the divine path as the upright, as the empowering, as the embellished path. Literally speaking, we don't say this with our mouth, but we think this path of the Prophet, something got to be wrong with it. And that's what the Qur'an is telling us. Because of time, I'm going to give you another point. And most of us have memorized it, most of us have read it, we have heard it. And it's in the second chapter of the Qur'an, Surah Al-Baqarah. It's in Surah Al-Baqarah about verse 7. And Surah Al-Baqarah it introduces the issues of human society. And the second set of activists that Surah Al-Baqarah speaks about, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Those who've adopted the philosophy of kufr. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Those who've adopted the philosophy of kufr. Those who've adopted the philosophy of suppressing, of denying, of concealing, of not making divine guidance explicit, whose conversation, whose money, whose time, whose energy, whose friends, whose family, whose struggles are not based on divine guidance. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. It's the same, it will make no difference. سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. It's the same. Over the last 3.5 to 4 years, you have had the opportunity to tolerate me. And I've been talking out my heart and my mind and my soul to you. I just hope it brings goodness to you, because it will be a great loss to you and your family and society if I've been talking sense and you lose it by the time you go out that door. Or the human ear has an exception with me or you. It passes through one and goes through the other. One of the salient features of a kafir is no change will take place in his or her life, no matter what you tell him or her. Literally, sometimes I could fall down here and die. You don't know that. Because I talk to you not as a professional. I talk to you with this, and I talk to you with this. I deal with you very, very sincerely. I say to you what you have never been accustomed to hear. Maybe what you don't even like to hear. But I say to you what is in your interest, the interest of your family, your friends, and your society. Because I'm not here to buy your votes. I'm here to be an honest and an upright brother with you. That the day whenever you don't see me back here, you will know one thing. There was a man who was honest to us. And it is you to deal with it as you choose. So the kafir could be me or you. Don't think of the kafir who's outside. The kafir could be you or me, who has been listening to divine guidance and seem to have a stopper in the ear, or a covering over the eye, or a seal over the emotions or over the mind, and nothing seeps through. Hear that? That's the kind of kufr we should be worried about. Don't worry with somebody who has the name of John, Tom, Harry, Dick, Singh, Kumar. What do you worry about that? We have been given placebos in our life that we have almost lived our life to the end on placebos. The problem is, most people are not concerned about the truth. The Muslim community is not concerned about the truth. You don't have seminars and study circles for elders and youngsters who are pursuing the truth. No. Move about the land and you know what's happening. As I told you, a big issue that I want to talk about one of these good days, if time allow me, is what happens when somebody dies. I don't mean after the grave. I mean, what happens with the family, what happens with the friends, what happens with the relatives, all these nice speeches that are given at the graveside, all these du'as that are made. I would like to bring them in reality with the Qur'an. So my brothers and sisters, please know, we have learned 5 gigantic principles and features of kufr. My worries is, do I have those qualities? Your worry should be, do you have those qualities? My first worries is not whether you have them. I should be worried whether I have them. And you should be worried about that too. What do I do if I have one of them? I have to get rid of it, because it's not going to do good for me. Hear what Allah says in conclusion. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, those who've committed themselves to the philosophy of kufr and to live lives as activists. Those who know the language, the student of Arabic, kafir is on the sigha of ismul fa'il. Ismul fa'il, meaning, and one who is continuously exhibiting those qualities. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. Whatever advice you give to him or her, whatever information you give to him or her, whatever caution you shared with him or her, whatever warnings you give to him or her, لا يؤمنون. They are not going to commit themselves to secure principles of Iman.